CSU East Bay students take action as they organize a campus walkout.
East Bay students were invited to mourn the loss of a beloved communication professor, Dr. William Alner.
And the Lady Pioneers host the Support the Troops Day. PTV starts right now. Hello and welcome back to Pioneer Web TV News. I'm Raina Fields.
And I'm Chris Bermudez. And today we will continue our coverage of issues and events that have affected our East Bay campus this spring quarter 2011.
In a demonstration against budget cuts and distribution of scholastic funds, students across the Cal State University system walked out on class yesterday to express their frustration. Here at CSUEB, Pioneer Web TV News was on hand to capture all of the action. With $500 million or more at stake for the Cal State campuses, students were at arms over how to defend their rights to a higher education. Leaving their respective classes, pioneers set out in droves to gather for the day's protest. What was on the day's agenda? Students and faculty shared their thoughts as to what roles they played in the walkout.
Why are we here, people?
I came out to support the students here at Cal State and the faculty that are protesting against the budget cuts and the fee increases here.
I can't even get residency, and I've lived here 2 years, and I'm paying $5,000 a quarter, and they're still not allowing me residency. But yet they can pay Mr. Greed $400 and some thousand a year. I'm glad that I'm paying part of his salary.
The reason why we have these walkouts is simply for the students and teachers to get their voice out. You know, we go to school for our own personal careers and our lives, which in turn helps the universities get money back into their system. It kind of like this continuous circle. So the reason we're out here is simply so that our voices can get heard.
I'm Dr. Calvo. I teach in ethnic studies, and ever since the budget crisis started last year, I've just felt really moved to get involved in defending public education in our state.
In an effort to take action, the Cal State community marched to the administration building across campus. Inside, the activists continued to establish legitimacy as a congregation.
Everybody, we will collectively decide what we're going to do here, okay?
Heading upstairs, students brought their message to the bigwigs, hoping to create reasonable conditions for us all.
The budget cuts have been affecting CSU EB faculty and students dramatically. With all the stress stemming from the rise in tuition, students were able to express their thoughts at an open mic night. PTV's Fiametta DeLeo has a story on slam poetry.
Food or tuition, constantly in confliction, through my body and my mind.
In preparation for the April 13th walkout, Students for Quality Education, SQE, organized an open mic poetry slam in the Old Union.
Where people are expressing themselves artistically through poems about how they feel about what's going on in school, about tuition increases, about whatever stuff they feel is impacting their lives.
6 people competed for the chance to perform at the April 13th walkout. A panel of volunteer judges from the audience determined the results. Performance touched upon a wide range of issues, from personal financial problems.
Enough is enough. I mean, it's madness. Cash fly each way and every way out my pocket.
To the quality of education.
The educational state of affairs is going downstairs.
To organize now, it's a must. Look around you and see fellow students that you can trust. We pay the price and it's too much. Education is a right that we must clutch. We are the Bay, not I, but us.
The winner was chosen based on the content of the poem and its relevance to the subject matter.
Education. Less classes, more fees, less teachers, more greed. We never signed up for these on our college application.
Brandon DeFrisco won first place, receiving the prize of $100.
Like my poem, I didn't hear the other ones because I came in late. I really would have liked to, so it's hard for me to know if I should have won or not, but the people who were here got to see everything. It was really their decision to make, so I'm glad they liked my stuff.
As a treat, SQE asked for the audience to write down one sentence about their thoughts on the walkout. These sentences were collected and performed by an SQE student at the end of the event.
I need a doctor, I need a dollar. No more wars. I need a lot of things, but so do the others. The trees need water and cry for rain. Our books are willing, our pages are decayed. More money I'm paying Trouble counting money I'm spending, I'm broke.
I am Fiametta Didio, reporting for Pioneer Web TV.
Thank you, Fiametta. The Slam Poetry first place winner won a $100 cash prize and the opportunity to perform their poetry at yesterday's walkout.
Cal State East Bay's women's water polo team scores another win this past Friday on Senior Day. For the 6 seniors who played their last game, it was a bittersweet victory. PTV reporter Will Maldonado has more on the game.
I'm Will Maldonado from Pioneer Web TV, reporting from Pioneer Pool, where last Friday, April 8th, the Pioneer women's water polo team defeated Cal State San Bernardino by a score of 12-7 in a game full of action. A good-sized crowd was on hand to appreciate Senior Day, as the 6 Pioneer seniors, including East Bay's all-time leading goal scorer, Liz Warren, performed for the last time in front of the Pioneer faithful. The action between the two teams was fast and furious, but Warren refused to let the Pioneers lose as she registered a hat trick while leading the Pioneers to a 13-7 victory. After the game, Warren talked about her 3 goals and how special it was for her to beat San Bernardino on Senior Day.
Well, I scored 1 counter, which was a pass from Sarah Grunberger, and then I scored also a turn, as well as a 6-on-5 man-up. It felt really good to score against San Bernardino, 3 goals, especially since they play really tough defense. So I thought it was really amazing that our team came together.
But Warren wasn't the only highlight of the day, as seniors Tristan Kennedy Donahue, Jenna Gillette, and Whitney Bell also scored for the Pioneers. Pioneer head coach Lisa Cooper reflected on the good play of Warren and the rest of the senior class after the game.
Yes, Liz had an awesome game. She's a very important part of our offense and defense, our overall game, and she's been here 4 years with me, and for her to put that up in her last game in Pioneer Pool was excellent. She's a great whole set and just has the ability to dominate on teams. It's always a bittersweet moment sending off seniors. You love to see girls graduate from the program, but then they don't get to play for you anymore. But we had an awesome crowd here. I think we probably had a few hundred people, and to send them off with such a convincing win was great, and they all got to play in that game. So.
The victory stands as a wonderful way for the 6 seniors to end their career at Cal State East Bay. For Pioneer Web TV News, I'm Will Maldonado.
Thanks, Will. We wish the team the best of luck at the Roadrunner Invitational in Bakersfield this weekend.
It is with great sadness that PTV announces the passing of a pioneer. On Monday, April 11th, a celebration of life was held in honor of Dr. William Alner. The long-tenured professor taught many courses in the Department of Communication while shaping the minds of his students and inspiring them to strive for more in their lives.
I think making a difference in students' lives is the most important thing for me. Interaction with the students, you know, I've gotten to have friends. A lot of students are my friends, and I think when I can challenge them to do better and when I can make a difference in their lives, that's the best thing.
Dr. William Alner was an inspiring professor who helped guide his students through their lives on a personal level. His presence at East Bay has impacted many students, and his passing will continue to affect all those who have had the opportunity to have met him.
There's a saying that we teach who we are, and he taught us about integrity and character.
This is my 19th year now teaching at the university level. My first quarter, actually, my first semester was in 1989, and it was about 2 years after I left the newspaper industry, and I started teaching just news writing classes at Temple University.
Dr. Alner was a family man and a man of faith. He is survived by his wife Jackie, their 3 children, and their grandchild.
I think a man of integrity, and I think a man of love as well. That's what I want people to remember me as. You know, someone who cared and tried to do something about important things.
This past Tuesday, history professor emeritus Gerald S. Hennig spoke about the Civil War and how it affected our country. Professor Hennig's lecture entitled How the Civil War Changed America Forever, a Sesquicentennial Perspective, comes on the 150th anniversary of the war. PTV's Fabiola Gonzalez was able to attend the presentation.
In commemoration of the 150th anniversary of the American Civil War, Professor Emeritus Gerald Hennig treated students, faculty, and staff to an informative lecture on Tuesday in the CSU EB Library.
I'm a former student of Dr. Hennigs, and I always welcome the chance to hear him talk again. I love his passion, and it's neat for history geeks to kind of get together, and I enjoy seeing how passionate he is about his topic, and it reinvigorates me in my historical pursuits.
I wanted to hear what the professor talk about interesting tidbits, and one of these things that really came out of it was like the effective use of the postal service, the nursing corps, the little things that we don't really know about that really showed like how this war had just such an impact on our lives culturally and how we evolved.
Hennig has provided his insight in various articles and books. His most recent work, A Nation Transformed, How the Civil War Changed America, is now available online and in paperback.
The central theme of the book is it really relates to the legacies of America's Civil War and all the precedents that were established as a result of what I call America's bloodiest conflict. The impact it had on warfare, both on the land, sea, and air, the impact it had on different religious groups, the impact it had on racial groups, and all the changes that were brought about as a result of the conflict.
Professor Hennig has taught for over 35 years and has received CSU-EB's Outstanding Professor Award. His teaching does not stop there. He's still a highly sought-after lecturer.
I am on the lecture circuit, and I do a number of talks at Civil War roundtables, at community centers, at retirement homes, and at various venues throughout the Bay Area, and as far south as San Diego, as far north as Sacramento.
This Zabila room here at Cal State East Bay's library is where Professor Hennig gave his lecture on how the Civil War changed America in commemoration of the 150th anniversary of the Civil War. This is Fabiola Gonzalez reporting for Pioneer Web TV News. Back to the studio.
Thank you, Fabiola. Dr. Hennig definitely provided credible insight on how the Civil War conflict permanently changed our country. He has written many articles on the political history and the military history of the Civil War in writings such as Civil War First, The Legacies of America's Bloodiest Conflict, which he co-authored, and his new book, A Nation Transformed, How the Civil War Changed America Forever.
On April 9th, CSU-EB's softball team hosted the second annual Support the Troops Day. The Pioneers faced Cal State Dominguez in a doubleheader as they accepted donations of sundry items to be sent to the troops serving overseas. The team partnered with Give to the Troops to show their support for our country's armed forces. Pioneer Web TV's Matt Madsen was there for the charitable event.
Hey everyone, this is Matt Madsen reporting for Pioneer Web TV. As you can see, it's a nice day out here for some softball at Pioneer Fields, where the ladies softball team is hosting a doubleheader to support the troops.
We're working with an organization called Give to the Troops. We're going to send out items to them. Fans can write out a note card in support of the troops, and we'll send that over to them.
This year we wanted to support the troops. Last year was breast cancer, so as a team we kind of decide what we want to do a game, dedicate a day for. And so behind home plate we have a box where you can donate canned foods, money, anything that will help them, socks.
We have a number of events going on. We have a raffle here. The softball team collected some items and we're selling raffle tickets for $1, and fans are being really supportive in buying the raffle tickets, and all the proceeds will go to Give to the Troops. We've invited our students on campus to bring sundry items for the troops, and each student that brings one will get a free t-shirt. We also had support of our women's basketball team. Sarah Friendly came and sang the national anthem for us. And the color guard from Cal Berkeley came over and presented the colors for us on this game. So we kind of got a bit of our Pioneer community and other universities involved to help us support the troops today. This event was a brainchild of our base softball coach, Barbara Pierce. She decided she wanted to do an event because her parents are both military veterans. And we've got 2 athletes on our team that have close ties to the military.
Our center fielder, she's a senior, Nikki. She was sworn in this week, and she will be going to basic training in the fall, I believe.
The CSU Dominguez Hills Toros took both softball games. First game 6-0, second game 8-2. The gentlemen's baseball teams also played a doubleheader. Dominguez Hills won the first game 4-1, but our Pioneers came back and won the second game 9-5. Check eastbaypioneers.com for more stats and scores. Great games on a great day for a great cause. For Pioneer Web TV, this has been Matt Matson. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Matt. Those in attendance were able to donate a variety of items like non-perishable foods and toiletries. If you would like to know more about Give to the Troops or how to make a donation, check out www.givetothetroops.org, and that's spelled with the number 2. That wraps up another edition of Pioneer Web TV News. I'm Chris Bermudez.
And I'm Raina Fields. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week.